Spain were able to defeat Croatia 3-0 with the 3 goals coming from Carvajal, Fabian Ruiz, and Alvaro Morata. To me, this was a very exciting game because not only did we see Spain go through Croatia with a masterclass, but we saw 2 players from FC Barcelona show up, and that was Lamine Yamal and Pedri. And that is exactly what we have expected to see. We wanted to see Pedri and Lamine Yamal show up in these Euros. It's very important because if these players really want to become important and become monumental players in the world of football, not only do you have to show up at Barcelona, but you also have to show up for your national team. And Lamine Yamal and Pedri did. Lamine Yamal made an assist to Carvajal, and then we had Pedri also making an assist to Fabian Ruiz. Spain put on a very strong starting 11. We saw Simon as the goalkeeper, with their backline being Cucurella, Nacho, Normand, and Carvajal. And their midfield was Fabian Ruiz, Rodri, and Pedri, with their front 3 being Nico Williams, Alvaro Morata, and Lamine Yamal. Now, they did start in a 4-3-3 formation, but they built into a 4-2-3-1 in possession, which was really strong. There was no way the Croatian midfield would be able to outclass the midfield of Fabian Ruiz and Rodri. They were really strong. Rodri and Fabian Ruiz really had it tough in the middle of the pitch, but it did pay off, and that is why Croatia had no answers against Spain. Yes, we saw Croatia have a couple of chances. They were so close to scoring, but they were unlucky, and Spain were able to capitalize off of the opportunities that they were given. Spain had a total of 47% of the possession, while Croatia had 53% of the possession. And Statsman Dave also claimed that Spain, with their 47% of the possession versus Croatia and 3-0 win, this is the first time they have had less possession and won a game since they beat Germany 1-0 in the Euro 2008 final. So maybe this could be a glimpse of the future of the Spanish national team and what these players are willing to give us. They're a team that does not really prioritize the possession. While yes, it would be nice to have it, they would much rather be a team where once they do have the possession, even though it's not a lot of possession compared to their opponents, they're going to be very clinical and make sure they score the goals. And when you have players like Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Alvaro Morata in your attack, you're able to do such things. Spain also came out with more big chances than Croatia with a total of 4, and Croatia only had 3. Spain also had 5 goalkeeper saves while Croatia had 2. And so because Kovacic, Brozovic, and Modric were not enough to stop the midfield of Spain, one of the ways Croatia tried to combat that was by inverting their wingers, which was their number 9 and number 7. They went inside to support the midfield, and that is how Croatia were able to have some of the possession, but it just did not end up working out because every time they did regain the ball and the possession, because they created overloads in the midfield, they lost the ball immediately on the wings. Cucurella and Carvajal were outclassing what Croatia were trying to do on the flanks. They couldn't make anything happen. So yes, while Croatia had the majority of the possession in the middle of the pitch, they lost everything on the flanks. So first of all, I do want to speak about Nico Williams. Nico Williams did not have a huge match. He was eventually substituted by Mikel Merino, a player that Barcelona do want, by the way, and he played a total of 68 minutes. There was no goals, no assists. He had 2 out of 4 dribbles completed, 26 touches, 11 out of 15 passes completed, 2 out of 2 crosses completed, and 2 out of 7 ground duels completed. So it was not like the most world-class performance of Nico Williams. And the reason why is because he was just simply a player that dragged out players from Croatia, which allowed for more spaces in the middle for Alvaro Morata and Rodri and Fabian Ruiz to play in. If Nico Williams did not hold his width and he was coming inside to try and get the ball, the game plan of Spain would have never worked. Nico Williams needed to spread himself all the way to the line to make sure that Croatia were also spread out to allow more spaces just outside the box, which was brilliant. I do think that eventually in these next upcoming games, Nico Williams will showcase his talents, but for this game specifically, Spain needed the spaces against Croatia because we know defensively Croatia is one of the best. So he did his job. Moving on towards Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal also had an amazing game. He came out with 1 assist. He cooked Guardiola, and I'm sure that Guardiola had so many flashbacks because the last time he was being cooked in this way on the left flank was against Argentina when Messi had the ball. Lamine Yamal was doing something very similar, just out dribbling many of the players on the right flank for Spain. Lamine Yamal played 86 minutes. He had 6 touches in the opponent's box, 3 shots, 3 crosses, 3 chances created, 3 take-ons completed. He won possession 2 times, 2 tackles were made, and once again he provided 1 assist. To do this at 16 years old, it is unheard of. Like, really think about what you did at 16 years old. And I'm not even trying to shame anybody here, but it's just crazy because Lamine Yamal is playing as if he has been playing for the Spanish national team for the past 6 years. Like, this guy is so young. There is a strong chance that if Mateo, who is Messi's son, makes it big in the world of football, there's a chance that Mateo could play with Lamine Yamal. That is how young Lamine Yamal is. There is a 5-year difference between Messi's son and Lamine Yamal. This guy here is the real deal. Even though Fabian Ruiz scored a goal and provided an assist, the majority of the people were talking about Lamine Yamal. And so in the past 3 games, Yamal has been efficient for Spain. He has made an assist against Croatia, 2 assists against the Northern Ireland, and another assist against Brazil. And he also won a penalty, of course, against Brazil. Brazil. So you can just tell that he is building momentum and at the right time, because their next match is going to be against Italy, a team that has just won against Albania 2-1. Yamal is going to be tested very soon, and it's not going to be Guardiola this time, it's going to be Bastoni. And also, because he featured in this game, it says here that Lamine Yamal becomes the youngest player ever to feature at the Euros at the age of 16 and 338 days old. And he also became the youngest player to ever record an assist in the Euros. So now moving on towards Pedri. Pedri played a total of 59 minutes. I understand why he was substituted out way earlier than many of the other players. It's because De La Fuente wants to reserve Pedri, just to make sure that Pedri does not get injured. He was eventually substituted by Dani Olmo on the 59th minute. And so within those minutes that he was given, he provided 1 assist to Fabian Ruiz. He had 25 touches, 17 out of 17 passes were completed, which meant a 100% pass accurate rate, 4 passes into the final third, 3 chances created, and 1 big chance created, which was the most, 1 dribble, 1 tackle, 1 interception, 2 ball recoveries, and 4 out of 7 duels won. So it's almost like Pedri was meant to perform at the Euros, because he did exactly this 3 years ago when he was just 18 years old. So to Pedri, this is nothing new. So I don't know if it's just me, but doesn't it feel like we are entering a brand new era in football? Because with Pedri and Lamine Yamal carrying Spain against Croatia, we also just saw Musiala and Florian Wirtz carry Germany. Like, yes, we saw some veteran players show up for their national team. Like, for example, for Germany, it was Cruz. For Spain, it was Fabian Ruiz, maybe even Rodri. But the majority of the people are talking about Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Florian Wirtz, and Musiala. And they're the most exciting players too. I think that many of us want to see a Spain versus Germany final with these youngsters leading the national team. And let me know in the comment sections down below, which duo do you like more? Do you like Musiala and Florian Wirtz, or do you like Lamine Yamal and Pedri? So I think that in general, football fans are winning because the future of football is in safe hands and we're all going to be here for it. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.